in my group.
My glasses are just as shining. Let me see.
I know it
Take
happens.
some of that glare off my glasses. Maybe a little bit. Nope. That didn't do nothing. There we go. Maybe nope. Just, I guess it depends on how close I am to the camera where I'm looking. Okay. That's all good. I don't have any makeup on, any eye makeup, so I tried to throw some eyebrows on.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see. I'm pretty sure we're here. I am. This is new. Hi, everyone. If everyone's out there, this is Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Krewe. If okay, I am having a little problems with
Okay.
this.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. Technical difficulty. My Facebook group did not connect, so just give me a little second and let me go ahead and check this out, making sure everything is okay. Hmm, Let's see. Can we?
You know how they say in the church, take your time, take your time.
So hopefully this is going well. Thank you, everybody who stopped in. I'm just going to check on my phone and to make sure
Okay.
you try. You
Mhm.
never know if it works until you actually get in there. Well, yes, we are live on the group. That's great.
Mhm.
Hey, just taking a little while to load. Hmm. Well, my page is being a little difficult. Yes, good. We're live. So thank you everyone for bearing with me. I have new software that I'm testing out, so I appreciate it. Welcome again to Travel Krewe Travel Talk Live. I'm Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Krewe, and I'm really excited today because today I am being joined by our business development manager for Vacation Express, Miss Pat Ferguson. Thank you so much for being here.
I am excited and delighted. Thank you, Tabitha.
Thank you. Um, Let me just say, Pat just brings that energy, y'all. I've met her in person, and what you see on the camera is what you're gonna get in person. So I thought
Right.
she was the perfect person to meet me here on my live and help us out. So the big focus that I want to talk about today, I know some of y'all saw recently I traveled to Puerto Rico, and some of y'all were, I know you were getting a little jealous because you were ready to hit that sun too, and that's all good. And to those that don't know, our next group trip coming up is to Los Cabos, Mexico. Uh, really excited about that. I want to really excited about the resort, and I wanted Pat here to give us some more insight on Los Cabos and the Hard Rock Hotel Resort. And just if you have any questions, that you can go ahead, pop your comments and questions, and I will pass them along to Pat, and she can answer them. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. And just for anybody that's just joining, if you want to drop your name, say hello, say where you're from, that'll be awesome. And any questions or anything, just put them in the comments, and I will make sure that we ask them during our session. Again, Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Krewe, and I'm here with Pat Ferguson from Vacation Express. So, Pat, I'm going to kick it off. So, we
Right.
are going to Los Cabos for Memorial Day weekend. So, that's
Mhm.
our summer jump off. And
Oh, where are you
yeah,
leaving from? Where are you leaving from, Tabitha?
New Orleans.
Nolans. Okay.
No,
All right.
yeah, the
You know you're
majority
my you know you're my peeps. You know you're
of
my peeps.
So tell everyone, why Los Cabos? What do you love about Los Cabos? Why is it the spot to
Well,
visit?
you know what? I have a particular connection to Los Cabos that I didn't realize until I went. I lived in California before I moved back down south to Atlanta. And Cali has a vibe. It has a vibe. It's kickback. But there's something high end about California, because California is not a cheap ride, right? So
True.
although it's kickback, there's still a sense of elegance and luxury, and kind of a beach bum refinement that happens. There's a swagger to it, to just living that life in that beautiful part of the country. California is dynamic geographically, and so once you get into the Baja, you are really into some dynamic geography. I mean, Los Cabos has mountains, beach, palm trees, cactus, camels, whales, sea lions. Oh my. They have so much going on. Not to mention, it is absolutely, I think, a great place for adults. It's a great party place. So much going on, so much fun, so much activity. And then it's different. This is kind of the Mexico City side. So there is more of a sophistication there. There is a little bit more integration of American or American, U.S. and Mexico. So
Okay.
you might be driving down the street and you'll see a sign that says "Farmacia," and then the next one will say "Pharmacy." Like, what's happening? Make a decision. Who are you? So it's really interesting in many ways. But the minute I got off the plane, I could smell it in the air. I'm like, wait a minute. This smells familiar. I was back in California, and
Okay.
I hadn't been back in quite a while. In fact, the last time I went, it was unfortunately for my aunt's funeral. But other than that, it just gets into your soul because it's a dynamic part of the world, like other interesting spots and places and beautiful places that I believe that, the heavens have touched. So, and also the other thing I like about Cabo is that everything is pretty accessible. It's all going on in this area. But then if you want to mix it up and go to more of a historical area, there's that. If you're a nature freak like I kind of am, then you'll want to go up north. You'll want to go up down south. There's just so much dynamic going on. So this is really the place for grown-ups. Is this a grown-up trip, or are there kids involved?
This is a grown-up trip. This is a grown-up
I
trip.
I was kind of hoping you'd say that, because
This
I
for
think,
people.
yeah, I really think that this is a place where mom, dad, grown-ups can get away. And even if you go to a facility that is family friendly, you're still going to get a more adult and mature vibe from Los Cabos. I can guarantee you that.
That's good. So you heard that, right? Everybody, it's for the grown folks. Pat said it. So, put that in your head and stuff.
That's right. Yes, get ready. And let me tell you something. My best friend, we've been friends since Texas Southern University in 19. She is not a foodie, but loves to travel, loves to see stuff. She's kind of kicked back and reserved, and nothing really excites her. She went to the Jazz Fest this past year at the Hard Rock, and baby, she came back just glowing. She says, "Oh my God, Pat." I said, "Was it all that in a bag of chips?" She goes, "All and 2 bags of chips." She had a blast. She said she ate really well, which is crazy because I'm always the one dragging us into a new restaurant, but she is kind of picky. She said the room was great, the service was great, the shows were amazing, it was super well organized. And so one of the things about the Hard Rock is Hard Rocks are usually kind of big, but they do big well. That's what I love about it. You don't feel like you're in a factory and you're getting, cafeteria food. You are getting cuisine, gourmet dining all over the place, great chefs, great service and hospitality, and the luxury, that touch of luxury that you need. But they're doing it in the Hard Rock way. So it's a party.
That's good to hear. And I know somebody put in, I'm sorry about the sound going in and out. I think I corrected it. But just in case anybody missed it, still joining in, this is Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Krewe, here with Pat Ferguson on Travel Talk Live from Vacation Express. And in case you missed it, Pat gave us a little brief summary of how awesome Los Cabos is for the grown and sexy. Somebody put that in the comments one time, for the grown and sexy. And if you didn't know, our upcoming group trip is at the Hard Rock Hotel in Los Cabos, Mexico. And so that's what Pat was touching on. So Pat, give us some more about it. You know, the Hard Rock is one of the newer hotels in Los Cabos, and it is one of the reasons that I wanted our group trip to be there to kick off the summer there as well. You know, as everybody's like, as you said, nobody does it like a Hard Rock. It's a little different setting, I think, as far as I get the vibe, and you can describe it better. Of it's set up to just relax and chill.
Yeah, you can have it both ways, because that's what rockers really do. They know how to mix party and relaxation, right? They know how to create that balance, and no one does it better than my people in New Orleans. Now, let me tell you what I know about New Orleans. They know how to mix business and pleasure, baby. They can party all night and get up and go to work walking straight. I tried that with some of my New Orleans agents, and guess what happened? I woke up with one of my eyeballs hanging out. That's what happened to me. So, yeah. I mean, I admire, because that is in your blood. And so you're going to be able to seek that out. Yeah, they actually will have a quiet area. Let me give you some stats on the hotel and just kind of what's all involved here. Services and facilities, for instance. I got my computer up. Let's see. It's going to come in slow, I know. So, my God, Jesus, they have the Rock Spa, the Rock Shop, the Body Rock Fitness Center, the Sound of Your Stay, Posh Beauty Salon and Boutique, See the Show Theater. Memorabilia is everywhere, and some are even priced to sell. There's 5 pools. There's an adult-only pool. Water slides are in the main pool. They have the Hard Rock, never mind the Kid Club. We don't care about the kids and the teenagers, do we? But just in case you want to come back with your babes, they have the Rock City Kids Club and the Cavern Club for teenagers. Also, they have a bowling alley, retail shops. Of course, you know there's going to be some shopping. They have great shops, really gorgeous shops. So if you have any extra bucks to take, you're going to pick up some really unique things, beautiful things out there. And then they have golf courses that are available if anybody wants to, shoot a few tees. Now, there is a fee involved with that, but they are nearby. And then they have 2 tennis courts and a multi-purpose court. So if anybody just needs to get b-ball on, they could do that as well. You know, you never know what's going to move you, but you are going to have the opportunity to kind of do what you want to do. And let me just talk about the food a little bit, huh?
Please do.
That's my favorite part. Now, I plan my vacations around meals. So this is where we gonna be at breakfast, and then we'll sprinkle something in between lunch. Okay. So there's 8 restaurants. Okay. So that gives you an idea of how many selections that you're gonna have. They also have a snack bar. There's a swim up bar, 4 swim up bars.
Oh, okay.
I'm seeing swim up pool bars, parentheses 4. Now, I'm hoping that means 4. So, and we love pool bars. You know what? I never understood the fascination, but people love those things.
They do.
I think I can drink and kind of act like I'm swimming. I think that's really what it is. I do. I could say I got in the pool.
Get out and dry off and then walk. It just
didn't take one stroke, but my legs wiggled in the water. Yeah. There's 3 bars and a lounge. In-room dining, of course. I guess that's going to be, room service. Pools and bars and grills, there's 2 of those, and there is a wet bar, freestanding bar. So there's the Los Cabos, traditional Mexican cuisine. There's Toro, the steakhouse, of course. Chow, the Italian restaurant. There's the Market. That's the buffet style restaurant. Impanema, I said it right. It's a tour of India.
Oh,
yum. Some people love Indian cuisine. So that's kind of cool. I really like that. And the passionate flavors of Eastern, just kind of savoring the Indian traditional foods. And I love that. I've actually not eaten at this one, but I have had one in the Caribbean, and they did a dang good job. I got to tell you, they did a really good job. It was delicious. There's Zen, of course, that's the teppanyaki, where the guy gets out there and flips his spatulas around.
Of course.
A Jamaican guy did it for us. And we knew he didn't know what he was doing, but it was so comical, we forgave him. He just started smacking them around and throwing them. He dropped it a couple times. It was great, but you're going to get something a little bit more authentic at the Hard Rock. Okay, guys? There's a brick oven pizza place. There's Cafeto. You know what that is. That's the continental breakfast spot. And of course, you're going to get yummy yummies and coffee. So I love a coffee shop because I love coffee. I really do. I'm always picking coffee up from everywhere I travel. And there's 24-hour in-room service.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, now I don't see money next to that. So I'm guessing that's included. I need you to verify that for everybody. But they have the Sunlight Bar and Grill, the Moonlight Bar, and the Moonlight Lounge with the bowling alley. So kind of a sports bar kind of things. 2 pools and bar and grills. There are 4 swimming pools. They said it right here. Okay, let's see. For their enhanced cleanliness and sanitation plan, buffets will be eliminated from our restaurant. Instead, these will be replaced with a la carte dining. Okay. So they're just kind of upping their thing with the buffets. Even when I've experienced buffets in a lot of destinations, the food is there, but they're serving. You know what I mean? So they are taking those kind of precautions. So there's just so much to do, guys. It's just endless activities. Again, 8 restaurants and all the pools, all the markets, all the places to eat. And then, of course, there's the spa. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. You might not be able to get an appointment for the men, and they're getting their feet did. Okay, I love it. So there's 2 tennis courts and of course golf nearby. There's a multi-sports center. They have a bowling alley for a price and a basketball court, and of course they got nightly shows, fun all day long. The shows are usually wonderful. Sometimes I got to tell you, they put their heart and soul. They're doing their craft. When you go to these island destinations and you see these entertainment teams, this is what they do. They work hard at it, and they are very intentional. They are very intent and on entertaining you and being wonderful. So you're just gonna have. I can't. You know what? When are y'all going? When are y'all going exactly?
Weekend.
I think I'm not making mooch on in this trip. I'm making it sound good to even me. Wait, this is what I talk about all day. I'm like, wait a minute. This sounds amazing.
And you know what's so good is everything that Pat just said. Besides the spa services, this is all inclusive, y'all. Yeah. This means that all these restaurants that Pat just mentioned, if you were like, I've never tried Indian food, but I want to try, this is the spot to do it because you've already paid for it. You can go check out the restaurant, the different drinks. You really do not have to leave the resort if you didn't want to. I mean, you should because it's Los Cabos, but if you didn't, the Hard Rock.
In case you don't know, what's included are all your meals and all your snacks, all the little munchies you want to do. They bring you a plate. You don't like it, order something else. Alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, including top shelf liquors, nightly and daily entertainment. Your mini bar is stocked with bottled water, sodas, and domestic beer, stocked daily. If you might have to call them and ask them, but they'll come do it right away. But normally they restock you when they do your room, if you want them in your room, or you can just let them know. And then they have Wi-Fi. Okay. So you're not going to be disconnected. Guess what? Phone calls to the US and Canada are included. Now, there may be some restrictions. They'll let you know when you make the call, but that's included if you need to call home. All your taxes, all your gratuities. Now, I got to tell you, I've been on these trips where all my taxes and gratuities were included, and I went down there with about $20 and might have come home with some change. That was, that was back in the day when I was just, poor, lowly servant in the company. But I mean, your taxes, your hotel taxes, everything's included. Once you pay that final payment, you're done. You're done. And the cool thing is, now here's something, here's the inside dope though, for all you travelers. I want you to know, you know how we be trying to figure out what 10% is or 15 or 17, 18%. Let me tell you something. Can I tell you how $2 will go so far if you give somebody a couple bucks tip? You give somebody a 5 or a 10. Listen. Now, you don't have to tip to be their favorite, but these folks are making way less than, what we consider minimal. And so they live a different lifestyle and a different way of life. However, those tips go so far, and it doesn't cost. I leave one for my housekeeper. Listen, extra lotion. And I mean a couple of dollars. Do not feel in any way obligated. However, your taxes and your gratuities are included, but that's just an inside traveler's tip.
So, Pat, I know some people have expressed some concerns. You know, some people are scared to go back traveling.
Absolutely.
And I know that's one thing when you select somewhere to go, you want to know what type of protocols are they following? Will I be, they're nervous about it. Can you touch a little bit on that?
Absolutely. I'm going to say this at the foremost. You do what's comfortable. You do what because even when the pandemic was kind of raging, some of my colleagues kept going out there. They said, hey, this is how I'm going to roll. And there were others of us who were saying, well, not yet, not yet. And so we were able to operate within our comfortability, right? And that's what I first want. Don't make anybody put you under pressure, make you feel obligated. But I will say this, and this is really just real in reality. I've traveled quite a bit within the pandemic. The one thing that I do know that in the travel vacuum, which is going to include getting to the airport, right? Going through, checking in even. Now, if you can check online and you got to carry on, you're gold. You don't have to talk to nobody or touch anybody. You just got to get to TSA. That's how I roll a lot of times, unless my trip is a little more extensive and I got to do that, drop bag thing. But even then, you know what it's like at the airport. You must wear a mask. People are 6 feet apart. They're trying to be. I know that I will put my bag kind of far back in back of me so somebody won't stand too close to me, because some people don't get it. You know what I mean? And so I will just kind of distance myself with my wheelie. So, but all in all, this is a place that is particularly taking precautions, right? So TSA is still doing their thing the way they've always done it. You pull down your mask only to show your identity. And certainly they'll let you eat and drink with your mask down. And then, of course, getting on the plane. We know no longer are the planes offering that empty seat in the middle, right? So, and people are going in droves. It is packed, right? So the plane is full. But everybody, one thing I do know, the flights that I've been on, and I think that I've been on maybe 3 different carriers so far between last year and this year. And those flight attendants sweat you hard about those masks.
They do.
I'm like, can I finish chewing? Can you chew with your mask up?
They are. They watch it.
They are on you. And I dig it. And I mean, they're also trying to be tactful. You know what I mean? Because you know the things that have happened with this mask situation. And we're going to talk about that some more. And then once you get into destination, sometimes your temperature's checked, sometimes it's not. But of course, prior to going, you better have that documentation that you have a negative test, and you have to provide proof of that, right?
Right.
So they want to know that you're coming into the country at least 3 days out with a negative test. Now, you get through the airport, people are being pretty cautious, kind of standing apart. But again, it's crowded. So you take precautions that you would normally take. Double mask if you think you feel the need to do that. I wear one of the N40s or whatever it's called, and mine kind of cones out, and I like that because it's breathable for me. And then I can pinch the thing around my nose, right? So Then you get to the hotel. When you get on the van, so you're going to have your transfer. Now, of course, they're limiting people that can be on the van because, of course, you know, that's not cool to have y'all scrunched up on the van. And we're talking about protocol. So they're even trying to social distance you from everyone else on the van. So that's going to be a thing with your transfers. A lot of times, they'll a couple people in this seat, couple people in that seat, and on. And once you get to the hotel, now they're greeting you with at the airport with step on this pad and clean off your shoes. You're stepping into a antibacterial solution, and you know wipe your feet off and step in, and then they're going to hit you with the sanitizer, and you're not getting past the sanitizer girl. I can tell you that right now. She's about this tall. The bottle's almost bigger, but you're not getting past this woman because it is her job to make sure that your hands have been sanitized when you come in here touching stuff. So then you check in. It's all a matter of what time you get there. Check-in process is going to be, of course, distance. You'll have ample room to sit, you know, far away from anyone else in the lobby. I haven't been in a lobby that's so crowded that we can't social distance. That doesn't happen. Then you'll have someone show you to their room. Your room has been cleaned and cleaned again. And then, of course, on resort, you're asked to wear your mask anytime you are inside of the buildings. Outside, of course, you're going to feel more open, more free. People are hanging with their crew at the pool. You know, everybody's hanging with their crew at the pool. So it won't just be Tabitha's crew. It's going to be other folks, and they're going to be loving on and hanging with and partying with and having fun with the people that they came with. And, of course, you'll meet new people. But all over the world you know, in some countries are not fighting mask mandates as hard as we may do in our side of the world. But the whole world is affected. So everybody's pretty much in league. And travelers are usually, if you're dealing with international travelers, they're usually a bit of a more, I'm going to say, this is for lack of a better word, and I apologize if I offend anybody, a little bit more sophisticated in thought. You know what I mean? Or a little bit more thoughtful. So a lot of people who are travelers who like to travel, they're open-minded. They're usually pretty practical and rational. They like new things. And so there's like-minded people around you, and most of those people have agreed on the protocol to be at this resort. So they, you know, kind of collectively all over the world, everybody came, and it's not like the Italians don't know not to wear their masks or not to social distance, or, you know, the Japanese don't know, or whoever, you know, or the people from Nigeria who are there. They listen. They made up this thing called the Ebola. You know that was from what was that disease?
Oh gosh.
Elbow something. But that was where that started. It started in Africa, and they were tapping each other's elbows, and they named it after the disease, Ebola. So these other places are well aware. So you're in sync. So everybody's social distancing. Everybody's doing pretty much what they're supposed to be doing. And you're out in the open air. It's fabulous. You can dine outside. You can be on the beach in the water. You can be in the pool. You can chill out on a lounge. You know, listen, they better not give me a chase lounge on my balcony, because I can really be a slug on vacation. Because, you know, I vacation for a living, and I'm always doing activities, right?
Yeah,
and leaving. Yeah, so when I go on vacations, I am worthless, okay? Worthless. I just want to lay around, and so whoever said, can I chill when I go? Absolutely. So now let's talk about risk and fear and that.
Before you get into that, I just want to chime in. So
Yes.
To everyone, we're broadcasting from the Facebook page, from YouTube, and we're also in the Facebook group. And like I explained, new software, y'all. So for those in the group, they can't see you, Pat. They can hear you, but they can only see me. Okay. So if y'all want to see Pat, because actually our hair is almost looking alike too. We were laughing. I've linked in the comment section for those in the group to go to the Facebook business page, or you can check us out on YouTube. Sorry about that, but I realized I was like, oh, they only see me, but they can definitely hear you. So
That's
now,
okay. As long as they can hear me, that's what's important.
so
Thank you, guys.
yeah. So sorry about that.
It's
Again,
okay.
that's been awesome. So I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead and talk about the risk. You really
Just let's talk about your day-to-day life in the United States. You're going to the store, you're going to whatever, kind of suppliers and vendors that you need to live your daily life. You're not as aware of their protocol. They are not in some kind of vacuum. All kind of folk you don't know are walking through. And yet and still you take those precautions that you need to take to stay as safe as you possibly can. And I will say that you are no more at risk than you are doing your daily life in the United States or from day to day to day, because you walk past many people without a mask on, right? So everybody, we know what's going on here. We live our lives. All of you who are concerned about what's going on in other countries and how safe it is and how the pandemic has affected them, one of the first people to snap to and get with it and figure out something were the tourist industries folks. Okay. Those tourist boards went to work. Okay. What are we going to do first to protect our people? See, they're not trying to fool with you. This is a small place and they don't want you coming there and decimating their communities. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they number one, they set out to protect themselves. That's why that first cruise ship couldn't get out in Punta Cana and folk were on that boat stranded because they're like, no, they're like, nope, can't come here. So that's the one of the things you have to keep in mind. The other piece is they said, how can we protect clients? One of the things they did was they lowered the occupancy, of course, in their resorts. Now they're trying to recoup as hard and fast as they can, like all of us, like everyone affected by the pandemic. The tourist industry, if an iguana sneezes in Guatemala, it affects travel, right? So the pandemic, thrashed us hard, right? We took a beating, but we knew that it would come back because people love to travel. Right. And now there's all this pent up, if I don't get out of here, I'm going to hurt somebody, right? So, and all you dream about are these blue waters and blue skies and sunny days and palm trees and sand tickling your toes. And people want to go, but they need to go and be as cautious as much as you're concerned about it. How cautious are you here? That's the same cautious you need to be as you're traveling, but you're traveling through a space that has taken caution up here, right? Because we're in charge of getting people to come here and spend money and stay with us and have them come here and do it safely. We don't want them mugged. We don't want them smacked. We don't want them to drown. We don't want them to get food poisoning. And we don't want them to die from COVID. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this industry has always been trying to figure out how to best keep their clients safe. And so they have really ratcheted it up. You can absolutely, everyone submitted a statement. Tabitha, if you want to get that from me, I think I might be able to provide their protocol statement, or we might be able to find it on their actual website. But they are going to tell you exactly what they're doing at the resort. And so you're really like I said, you're traveling through a space that's really heightened their safety measures. And so in a lot of ways, you're in a very safe place as you travel. And then the rest of the precaution is up to you. Okay. So that's going to be very important to remember. So as you go, you get free and, party, but you want to make sure that you're still kind of being safe. You'll know the places where you don't want to have a mask on, where you don't need a mask on, but you'll also, need to know the spaces where you have to have it on, or you should, right?
Right.
You make those decisions. But I feel I've traveled as safely as possible, and I've been fine. Of course, now I have been vaccinated. That is the safest first step, to be honest. Not everyone may not agree with me, depending on how you feel about vaccinations, right? But I felt like the numbers were saying you were less sick if you got a vaccination, or you had more of a chance of surviving.
Mhm.
So, and I knew I am in the travel industry, so I wanted to do what I thought I could do, um, the most I could do for myself to protect myself. So I've been double vaccinated, and I had COVID before the vaccine came out. And, I went into a space that wasn't safe. So, I didn't come out of that well. And I laughed about it later, because when I got there and I looked at what I had gotten into, I said, the first words that came out of my mouth were, uh-oh. So, yeah. So definitely, guys, do what you think is best. I feel like as much protection as you can for yourself. You will need to test negative on the return. So they are testing you. They might be taking your temperatures once you arrive at the resort. A lot of them did your real quick head check once you arrived at the resort. So they definitely are trying to safeguard themselves as well as you. Okay.
And just to chime in, excuse me, I went ahead and dropped in the comments section the links to the Hard Rock Los Cabos hygiene protocols. And guys, they also have just a little short video as well if you wanted to watch it, just of everything that they've gone ahead and implemented for it. So
Awesome.
a good thing. So I dropped that in the comments section. So feel free to take a look at that. And I feel what you're saying with wanting to get out more. That's what I was doing. I just got back from Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and had the same situation. We couldn't even get off the van to tour the rainforest before a man stopped us. It was like, I need to see vaccination record.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Listen.
they were
Listen.
taking
That flight attendant was working my nerves, but you know what? I don't care. Do your job, baby. So
right.
I really appreciated that level of vigilance with
Right.
that, because it's, they know you're packed in there and they don't want to get sick. What do you think you're doing? People are trying to protect themselves first, which is, they can't do a thing for you if they're not protected. And
I
so
think
that's something to keep in mind.
True. And it's just gotten to the point now. This has been 2 years, y'all, pretty much almost 2 years approaching. And I think it's just gotten to the point now we just have to figure out how to live the best way with it. And, to stay safe, but,
Yes.
it's still out there. And, of course, as Pat said, if you're not ready to travel, then you're not ready to travel. But if you are, if that no tripophobia is getting to you, this is the way. I saw it on a meme.
I like that. I'm writing that down right now. That no tripophobia. That's so good.
I saw that on. I can't take credit, y'all. I took that from
That's
a
good
meme.
though. That was good. That was
But
good.
if it's getting the best of you, you just need to make sure you're staying safe. And so, I like what Pat said about the Hard Rock and the protocols they have set up. And like I said, if you want to use the link that I just dropped in the comment section to read more about it, please do that so that you'll know what's going on. And hey, she's got me excited about the Hard Rock. Is anybody excited?
Raise your hand if you're excited, please. Do the little clap thing. Do the clap thing. Yes, it's going to be fabulous. I can just say this: the Hard Rocks deliver. There's a little inside story if you have a couple seconds.
Yes.
The Hard Rocks are originally there was they started with the Palace brands. The Palace is an excellent brand, and they their level of excellence, their standard of excellence is to always exceed your expectations, and they always do. The Moon Palace was one of the first places I stayed. It's huge, but baby, they did big well. Well, Daddy Palace passed on, but he left half of the resorts to one brother and half to the other. One brother retained the Palace brand, and the other brother went with the Hard Rock brand. And some of the Hard Rocks that you know now used to be Palace Resorts. But what I love about it is that level of excellence that's within their genes and in their DNA, because they have actually, I remember they opened the Moon Palace in Jamaica, and daddy came in and says, or brother came in and said, this is, close it down. You don't have it right yet. And so that just thrilled me, because they have a standard. Even if you talk to their BDMs, they talk about that standard and even the care that they're given. And so the Hard Rock is just such an excellent brand. And I think that they will try to exceed your expectations. Now, I want you to also be realistic, and we also have to travel realistically, my loves. The pandemic, as you know, has affected staffing all over the world. And so they may have diminished services. Restaurants may open on a rotating. Some may only be open for lunch and dinner, some only for breakfast and lunch, some only for dinner. So I want you to not go with, a grandiose, it's like it was in 2019, it's over. So everybody's regrouping, they're hiring staff as fast as they can. Staff also has to be trained, right? Some of those seasoned folks might be gone. And so that's one thing to keep in mind. Be kind, be understanding. You know that if you've gone anywhere in the world, in the US, in your neighborhood, you found diminished services and the good old restaurants that used to be so great, and this one or that one isn't so great anymore. And, or they, I saw there was something on YouTube or TikTok where one child was running a donut shop by herself, or a Starbucks or something crazy. She almost in tears.
Oh no.
It was kind of hysterical, but it was real. And so this is what also, when I say travel realistically, do not expect to not get great service. There's no excuse for bad service. However, I want you to always be aware that due to staffing, there may be some things that you will see, shorter hours, rotations, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And again, they're operating at less occupancy. And so and one of the reasons they're doing that is because they still want to be able to serve you, for the number of people and to staff ratios. So that's still, going to hopefully help balance things a bit.
Awesome. This has been great. If anybody has, I think you've covered a lot of details, and I so appreciate it. I'm so glad you stopped in. If anybody has any questions, I know I've had a lot of comments been like, one time for the grown and sexy, can't wait to kick off my shoes. So, but if there's any questions, please drop them in the comments. This is the time now to get it. We know Los Cabos has been on your mind.
Baby. It smells so good. You got to go see the arches. Everybody goes to the arches.
Right.
And they're spectacular. They are a sight to see. They truly are. The marina is partying. You can hear the party ricocheting off the hotel. So it's really awesome.
Okay. Somebody did want to know is and this will be for my question, just everything that comes with the trip, in addition to all the things that Pat listed out for us with the Hard Rock. We are going to do some things together as a group, because we're the Travel Krewe, and the Travel Krewe is awesome. So of course we're going to do something. We are going to get together, have a great welcome dinner with each other so we can get to know each other. I'm going to brag myself. The people that go on the Travel Krewe trips are a great group of people. We just came back from Puerto Rico and had such a good time with them. So it's a great group of people. And also we are going to take one of those sunset catamaran cruises. Yeah, as a group. So so we got, so it's a combination.
Muy caliente.
But we are going to get out there. We do. But the theme is relaxation. This is the time. I think everybody needs it. We've all been cooped up and stuff, and this is your time to get out. So absolutely, like I said, if you're a little scared, like, I'm not sure if I should go, or I don't have anybody to go with, you don't need anybody to go with. because it comes with a group of people
Absolutely.
that will end up being your travel buddies. I found that after trips, people are, connecting on social media and stuff and keeping up with each other, and that's a great thing. That is also one of the reasons, Pat. I know I told you some of the reasons. My background with planning group trips, but also I thought it'd be great to find some people that wanted to travel with me, because sometimes not everybody always wanted to go to the places that I wanted to go to.
Right. Awesome.
And so I was like, what if people, there's got to be somebody else out there besides me.
Yeah.
That wants to
At
go.
least 20 more people real fast.
Right. And the majority of us are in New Orleans, but that does not mean that you cannot live somewhere else and come on one of our trips. We do have other people, people from other states that participate in our trips, and that's great.
Yes.
This particular trip, you fly to Mexico on your own. There's other ones, that flights may be included. Try to do that on big, long trips. But, join us, meet us. You don't just have to be from New Orleans to come have fun with us and stuff. But it's a great group of people. I like us.
Yeah. Well, I can assure you, Tabitha's good people. You can look at that smile. Come on. So yes, I'm so proud of you, for putting these kind of trips together, because people need it, and they need it bad. They need it bad right now. And it's absolutely, let me tell you about those people that are afraid to go by themselves. Let me tell you what you need to do. What you need to do is take a trip by yourself with a group. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like kind of getting to know yourself, having some time away from all that you know. This is a time for you. You can sunbathe, you can luxuriate. You want to lay on your balcony and put lotion on yourself all day. You can do, oh my God, you can just sit and eat all these different cuisines and learn about new places and new things. You don't need a travel buddy when you're in a great group like the Travel Krewe. I'm just saying, listen, don't let people keep you from traveling. Your friends don't want to go. Your boyfriend don't want to go. Your girlfriend don't want to go. I'm not saying do anybody wrong. I'm saying live your life. And next time, guess what? They will be breaking their necks to go with you, because you're going to come back with these fabulous photos. You're going to be Facebook Live and like Tabitha's doing right now. And they are going to be crying the blues that they aren't on that trip. So that's how you do it. And that's how you live and you love and you learn and you laugh, and you need that.
Get you some good travel friends.
Baby, you got this woman giving it to you right here. You don't have to look no further. What are you doing? Absolutely.
All right, guys. So if you look on the screen, you can see that I've put the website address for the trip. And for those that are in the Facebook group, I dropped it in the comment section. Also, those in the Facebook group, I apologize for a lack of split screen. I think some of you did jump onto the page, but don't worry. I'm going to link it so y'all can see Pat. I know you hear her voice, but I feel like you need to see her too. So I'll drop a video in there or link it to the other sites that you can watch it. Pat, thank you so much. I noticed when I told you I only needed 30 minutes of your time and we talked over, but
you know what? That's because it was so fabulous and so fun. Thank you. This is a great experience for me. I'm an old woman. I need all this young energy, all this vibe. I knew nothing, but Tabitha had to meet with me to walk me through it.
Well, I still didn't quite get it right.
It's okay.
I'm trying. I'll get it. Next one.
You did a great job. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
My group loves me. They're putting up with me. But thank you again, Pat. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Feel free. We're about to shut out, but if you have any questions and stuff, you can always just send them to us, drop them in a group, or drop us an email and everything. But check out the site, check out the trip. And Pat, thank you so much. Go have enjoy the rest of your evening in Atlanta. Everybody else all over, thank you again for signing in and watching with us. You have a great night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks.